You may notice that things have gone a little quiet on all my projects of late, and there's a reason for that. And today I'm going to give you an update on all of the projects I'm working on and the current status of the Banger to Ball challenge. And I've got a pretty big announcement coming up later on in the video. Stay tuned. Before we get back to the video, it's time for this month's giveaway. And I couldn't decide on a single automotive product because everybody seems to want something different. Some of you are into diagnostics, some want tools, some want detailing gear, and some of you are in the middle of a project car and just need parts. So instead I've picked up two £100 HALFORDS gift cards so the winner can spend the money on whatever they want. Whether that's tools, car parts, batteries, detailing products, workshop equipment, or even something for your next project. Tickets are just £1 each, and to make things more interesting, I'm running a special offer where if you buy 5, you get 2 more for free. And as always, every entry helps and allows me to keep bringing you rebuilds, repairs and automotive projects. If you'd like to enter and support the channel, then scan the QR code that's on your screen now or hit the link in the description below. Best of luck to everybody who enters. Let's get back to the video. So let's start with the Volvo. Now if you remember, this was car number 3 in the Banger to Ball challenge. And if you really remember, you remember that this thing fought me all the way, and in the end we had to do an engine replacement to get this thing running correctly. But after all that work, the good news is this car runs perfectly. I've been using it on and off for a little while, and to be honest, this car has been faultless. The problem is that this car still has not sold. So the Banger to Ball challenge is effectively on hold. Now when I started this challenge, I massively underestimated how hard it would be to sell these cars. Buying them is easy, fixing them is hard, but selling them apparently is even harder. But don't worry, I haven't given up. I still want that Lamborghini sitting on my driveway, and I am fully determined to make that happen. So on your advice guys, I'm thinking of putting this through the raffle like I did with the Fiat. And when I set it to have a minimum number of ticket sales, if it doesn't reach that minimum number, then the winner will get 50% of the raffle money, and the Banger to Ball challenge gets 40% of that raffle money. 10% of it goes to the cost of the raffle company. So I got a lot of stick with this when I did the Fiat 500 through the raffle. But what you got to remember is, that went through twice, did not reach the minimum ticket sales. The people who won got, I think it was over £300 each, for around a £1 to £5 stake. But the bonus was the Banger to Ball challenge kitty got the remaining 40% of that from each of those raffles. That enabled me to sell the Fiat at a lot lower price. So the winner of raffle 1 gained, the winner of raffle 2 gained, Banger to Ball challenge gained, and the buyer of the car at the very end bought it for a lot cheaper than it should have been sold for, because I already had some money in the kitty towards the cost of that car. So to me, the raffle can be a win-win-win for everybody. But drop me a comment below guys, let me know what you think on this raffle thing, and whether you'll be happy paying £1 for a ticket with a chance of winning this car, or of winning £200 or £300 depending on how many tickets actually sell. Now on to the next car. So now we're on to the Corsair, and to be honest, this car has pushed me out of my comfort zone more than any other car that I've actually worked on. On this car, I had to remove and rebuild the seatbelt system. I had the SRS module reset. I replaced an entire dashboard. I had to do a little bit of straightening of the damaged chassis legs, and then fitted a brand new windscreen. Now every single one of those jobs is something that I've never ever done before, so it's added to my skill set. And I know some of you hated on the Corsair as a car, but you know what? It's been a great challenge for me, and I've really enjoyed working on this car, which is why I love these projects. The whole point of this channel is for me learning new skills and taking on jobs that most people would just probably avoid. The current situation is that all these panels, as you can see, are still at the body shop waiting to be painted. So unfortunately I'm stuck waiting. As soon as those panels come back, we're straight on to the reassembly. And I cannot wait to see this car finished and on the road, running and driving. Speaking of jobs I've never done before, let's talk about my Porsche 911. You may have seen the recent video where I cut the entire roof section out and replaced it with a carbon fibre one. Yep, I willingly took a cutting disc to a perfectly good Porsche. What could possibly go wrong? But honestly, I'm absolutely delighted with how it turned out so far. Now the car is currently away being painted, and I'm counting down the days until it comes back, because once it does, I've got shelves and shelves of parts here ready to go, and that's when the project is really going to start looking like a GT3 RS. And finally, the i8. Honestly, I love this car. Now I haven't done much to it recently, but that's about to change because I've got something absolutely huge planned for this car, and I've been waiting to do this for ages. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss this video. So that you don't miss my videos, why don't you subscribe to my channel by just hitting the subscribe button below? It's simple, costs you nothing, and it really does help me out. Also, give this one a bit of a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. And let's see if we can smash through that 50,000 subscribers before Christmas. So that brings me on to the title of this video and my special announcements. Now, some of you are thinking, well, Jeremy Clarkson didn't really help you on that video, did he? Well, he actually did. Let me explain. Now, I don't know how many of you have been watching Clarkson's Farm recently, but myself, I've just finished the series and, well, as a side note, it was brilliant. But towards the end of the series, Jeremy sits down with Charlie and Caleb and shares some news with them.
I've got cancer.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. Where?
Now, watching that moment really hit me. You could see how difficult it was for Jeremy to say those words out loud, and how much courage it took to tell the people closest to him. Well, the reason it hits me so hard is because I'm going through exactly the same thing. A few months ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Even now, sitting here, saying these words, it just feels surreal. And back in December, I just noticed something was not right. Nothing dramatic, nothing painful. Just a change when I went to the toilet. The flow just wasn't what it used to be. At first, I nearly ignored it. Well, a lot of men would. You convince yourself it's nothing. You tell yourself you'll keep an eye on it. You put it off. But thankfully, I decided to get it checked out. And I recommend you guys go out there and get yourself checked. Let me just tell you exactly what's involved. Today, it's very simple. The first step, you can go to your local GP and it's just a blood test. Now, that blood test can give a result for the prostate specific antigen or PSA level within your body. Now, a normal average sort of guy of my age should be 4 to 5 should be the reading. Mine was 21. At that point, things started moving pretty quickly. I then had the physical prostate examination. Yes, gentlemen, that one. From that, it was determined that my prostate wasn't happy, so I was then booked in for a CT scan. And from that scan, the doctors found a growth on my prostate that they needed to take a biopsy of. And if you've ever had a prostate biopsy done, then you'll know that the standard prostate examination is a little easier than that. Now, a short time after that, the results came back, and unfortunately, they were not the results I was looking for. The cancer was confirmed. Now, doctors grade the prostate cancer using something called the Gleason scale. This scale runs from 6 to 10, with 10 being the worst aggressive cancer for prostate you can have. Mine was a 9. Now, don't mind admitting, guys, that was a difficult day to be told this information. When you hear words like that, your mind really does start racing. You think about your family. You start thinking about your future. All the things you still want to do. And if I'm honest, it's a moment that changes your perspective on life pretty quickly. So the next stage was an MRI scan. This was the result I was most anxious about, because the question now wasn't whether I had cancer, we knew that. The question was, has it spread? The days waiting for the final results felt like weeks, because the answer to that question changes everything in your life. Eventually, the results came back, and thankfully the cancer was localised to my prostate. It hadn't spread. Honestly, that was one of the biggest feelings of relief I've ever experienced. For the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe again, because it now meant I had options and I wouldn't be needing the chemotherapy route. It meant that the treatment could just concentrate on the prostate itself. So where am I now? At the moment, I'm just waiting to start radiotherapy for 6 weeks at 5 days a week. The aim is to completely destroy the cancer cells and get me back to full health. And whilst it's obviously not good news for anyone to hear, I know how fortunate I am. And because of that, my outlook is very positive. Now, the reason I've decided to share this with you all, it's not for sympathy, it's not for views, it's not for clicks. It's because if just one person watches this video, goes off to his doctor and gets himself checked, and if they find anything that they caught early, then my job is done. And it's been absolutely worth making this video, because I've hopefully saved one person from a lot of discomfort and a shorter life. Men are notoriously bad at not going to the doctors. I know, because I'm one of them. But please, if prostate cancer runs in your family, or you are in the high risk age group, or if something just changes and doesn't feel right down there, don't ignore it. Go and get it checked. That one appointment could genuinely save your life. But it's not all gloom and doom, guys. I started looking at the statistic, and one of the statistics that brought me a huge amount of comfort is that prostate cancer has the highest survival rate of all the other cancers out there. Only when caught early. And thankfully, mine was. So hopefully I'm going to be around for a long time yet, with plenty more cars, plenty more projects, and plenty more videos. If you've watched all the way to this point, then thank you. Not just for watching this video, but for supporting the channel, for supporting the projects, and being part of this journey with me. It genuinely means more than you guys know. I do read all of the comments and reply to probably 95% of them as well. So please keep dropping those. I love to hear what you guys are thinking and what you think of me and my little channel. So if you're not subscribed, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hopefully give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Look after yourselves, go get yourselves checked, and I'll see you on the next one.